This is the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Pre-snow here at the Peterson Event Center at the GBU Live Campus View Club. We thank everyone for being here. Jeff, man, some guys left it on the court last night in that game. How do you? Was the message kind of after last night?
I thought we played hard, but you can't miss double-figure layups and double-figure free throws. We have to be better with the details of the game. We have to be able to finish. We have to understand it's a contact sport, and we have to be able to finish through contact. We can't be anticipating contact where we miss when there is no contact. And then when we get to the free throw line, we have to be able to step up and concentrate and make free throws. So it was frustrating. I like how hard we played. It was we were a disaster offensively in the first half. But what kept us somewhat close was the last 10 minutes. We did a really good job defensively. And it kept it to a 6-point game at halftime. And then in the second half, we got off to a good start where we went on a 7-0 run right away, forced them to call a timeout. And then we kept, chipping away. And I think at one point built the 6-point lead and had a couple of miscues defensively, gave up a 3, fouled the guy, gave up a 3-point play. We made some big plays offensively and, somewhat in control, not in control, but had a lead late. We went zone, and they had a guy that was shooting 21% from 3, made a 3. And then, we call a timeout. We get fouled. We missed the front end of a 1-and-1. Come down, get a stop, go down, I think like 53 seconds. We call a timeout, run a play, executed okay. Not a great pass, so Barry was off balance on his 3-point shot. The look was there, but the pass wasn't great, so he had to catch it low, and if you look, he's turned as he's shooting, and, you're kind of shooting at a moving target if you're doing that. And but we got an offensive rebound and missed the layup. And then we come down, and in the defensive possession we had, we weren't there on the help like we should have been from the spot where we should have been, and then we panicked, and then we overhelped, and then a guy that's shooting 24% makes a 3, and we're down 3, and then we, so it's just frustrating because I feel like that's kind of the theme, against Miami. I think we missed 8 layups in that game, and we missed free throws. We're up 61-56 with, I think, 7 minutes to go, and we miss 3 free throws. We get fouled shooting 3, we miss 3. In this game, it's kind of the same thing. And so, hopefully we can chip away with the details of the game and be better with that.
Does that get to a point where it's mental for guys?
I think yes. I think it does. We have to be a better listening team. You know what I mean? Like, we have to be a team that we can take stuff from a timeout, from something you draw on the board, for something you work on in practice. It's like I told them today, like, we do shell drill every day now. We do it every day, and we've done it every day except for June. The only days we don't do it are the days we have off and the days we have shoot around, so game day. And then we normally don't do it on Thursdays because we play Wednesday. Thursday's more of a walkthrough film day, especially if we're playing Friday. But we do it every day. We've been doing this since June. By now, this should be a habit, where you're supposed to be. And the last play where the kid hit the 3, what I showed him today, it's exactly the spot when we drill it, where we have either Juan or Ben in the corner. We throw it to him, baseline drive. You have to come over and smash the guy in the spot where one of our managers is. You just open up a little bit, and we were just completely wrong on it. And left the guy open for a wide open three. And give them credit. They made big shots. They made big plays. BC did. But it's just the mental errors that we have to clean up.
It's interesting because Jim Boeheim was asked during the broadcast, like, when you have a game like that where you miss those type of shots, said, would you go into practice the next day and do you hammer that? And his thought was, no, they understand what they did wrong, and it's just going to further work in their mind.
Yeah, we've tried not showing it. You know what I mean? Like, we've tried that. As a coach, I feel like I've tried just about everything. It's interesting, man. Last year, and it started last year when we started to struggle and the mental part of it. Last year, we lost at Notre Dame. And we came back, and I told our staff, we're not – so normally our normal routine. So we played yesterday. We come back today, and with us having a game on Saturday, we would do feedback. I would make clips. So on the flight back, I watched it. I made my clips of what I want. There's certain themes that we have. It could be good offense. It could be winning plays. It could be hustle plays. It could be teaching offense. It's whatever I decide I want it to be. And so that will be the feedback. And then a lot of times what I like to do is to go, so if we're in the film room, then maybe we'll go out to the court and we'll do the preview of NC State. So last year, man, after that Notre Dame game, it was late, I felt like that. So I said to the staff, like, hey, we're not doing feedback. We're not going to do a preview. We're just going to come in. We're going to walk through, because I felt like we were giving them too much. Mm-hmm. And I wanted them to be instinctual and to play free. That turned into the guys thinking that we don't care anymore. The coaches don't care. They've given up. And so I had to address that. And it's funny because my last year working at Duke, we lost to North Carolina, and that was the end of the first time around in the conference. And Coach K did the exact same thing. And we did it even further. We stopped really doing scouting report. Instead of giving the elaborate report, it may be, this guy, shooter, right driver, offensive rebounder. We literally put bullet points. And, we did that this year, kind of the same thing. The coaches don't care. And so the mentality of when you're losing, for a young person, what you tend to do, the majority of them do, and I'm speaking from experience because I did it when I was 18 years old, is you want to point the finger. You want to point blame somewhere else. I was fortunate I had a dad that wouldn't let me do that. I tried it. I tried calling my mom and telling her, and I'm 18, I'm a freshman, I'm stupid. I think that she's not telling my dad. They're sleeping in the same bed, they're living in the same house. And finally one day my dad came down and, he just was like, shut up, stop calling home, shut the you-know-what up, stop calling home and complaining, and just go play. Like, you're starting, your team's ranked number 2 in the country, you're undefeated. Like, what are you complaining about? And I never did that again. But that's the tendency for young people, is to point the finger and point blame. Very few have the maturity to look in the mirror and say, this is what I have to be better at. This is what I have to do. And so we talked about that. So we've tried what Coach Boeheim said. We've tried that. We've shown it to them, put my arm around them. I've tried to be a little stern with them. So we'll continue to try to push buttons.
I want to hit on a couple of positives that I thought I saw in this game. One, I thought Noyes' defense at times, like, he had some closeouts, like he had some extended time defending where it seems like that's improved a lot from when he first got here.
Yeah, we had some moments when we executed right defensively where it was good. We had a lot of breakdowns as well. Even with that, I think they had 65 points, 66. I can't remember, 66, 63, 65, 62. That was the final. And even with that, they only had 65. Our baseline out-of-bound defense was bad. We gave up 8 points there, where we've been really, really good. And we gave up layups. We ran into screens. We weren't into the guy before the ball went into play, which we talk about all the time and we work on all the time. But Neuer's had some moments where he did close out. He kept the guy in front. And so he did have some moments there.
Makari got played a lot more minutes than he thought he would.
Yeah.
He did call bank. I went back. You could hear it. And
he makes a lot of those end of shot clock plays in practice, like he does. Like it's,
he's not afraid to shoot.
No, he's not. And I thought he did some really, really good things. I mean, some really good things to be thrown in that moment on the road like that, and hadn't played in a while, especially extended minutes. He got in at the end of Louisville, but we were, getting killed. I thought he took a charge. He dove for a loose ball. He made some. I think he had 4 assists, so he got the ball to where it needed to be. The ball wasn't stagnant, and he made some mistakes, but they weren't mistakes of being afraid. It just was freshman mistakes. A guy that hadn't played a lot, where I relaxed 1 second on the ball screen. Instead of going under and angling it out to catch him, you go under, run right to him, and you try to steal it from behind. And so those are the plays with more experience that he'll continue to get better. But I love his toughness. I love this competitive spirit, and I thought he did some really good things.
And it's not that Roman didn't have issues at times finishing, but it seems like his angles, his understanding of the game has elevated just in the last couple of weeks.
No, it really has. I mean, he's gotten better. One of the biggest things is that he's gotten in better shape. He's the lightest that he's been since he's been here. And he's continued to get better as far as understanding the game, the college game, the American game, and understanding kind of how he fits in, with what we want to do. He's improved as a shooter. We know that he will continue to get more consistent. He reminds me, I had a kid when I was at VCU. Roman's a little bit more talented coming in, but his freshman year for us, he was rookie of the year in our league. That was my first year as head coach. He's one of the first kids I signed. He did not make a three. Maybe he shot one at the end of a game, but he kept working, and by the end of his career, by the time he finished, I don't know where he is now, but he was third all time in threes. I mean, just worked. And Roman is a worker like that. And so we're excited about continuing to watch him develop.
All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at the ACC standings this year. It's the Jeff Capel Show here from the GBU Live Campus View Club at the Peterson Event Center on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
A bicentennial isn't measured in years alone, but in progress. And KeyBank has been there to celebrate yours, building homes, businesses, and communities together, bringing new opportunities to generation after generation. For 200 years, KeyBank's been meeting you in the moments that matter most. Here's to 2 centuries of service and counting. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Is your business looking for local and national health coverage? If you have more than 50 employees, UPMC Health Plan has something new for you. UPMC National Access. UPMC National Access gives employees access to the top-ranked doctors and hospitals of UPMC, along with nationwide access through the Cigna Healthcare PPO network. For the quality, affordable coverage that your company deserves, locally and nationally, choose UPMC Health Plan. Hey Pitt fans, at LB Foster Company, we innovate to solve global infrastructure challenges. Our technology and product-based solutions support both efficient rail transportation and public infrastructure. We work hard every day to help keep our world moving. If you'd like to join our team or want to learn more about us, please check us out at lbfoster.com. Thanks, and hail to Pitt.
Do you desire a career in the electrical industry, have a strong work ethic, and take pride in your work? Well, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local Number 5 has immediate opportunities for you. Earn industry-leading wages and benefits, including health care for your family, retirement packages, continuing education programs, pathways for advancement, and so much more. For information, call 412-432-1400 or visit us online at ibw5.org. Today.
Need a slam dunk snack for game day? Pitt Panther Paws are here to deliver, bringing hometown flavor with every bite. Buttery caramel, chopped pecans, a mini pretzel, and smooth milk chocolate come together for the perfect balance of sweet and salty, just like a buzzer-beating victory. From tip-off to final whistle, keep your crowd cheering with a snack made for champions. Available now at a Cirrus Candies retailer near you.
It's the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Panthers and NC State at noon on Saturday, and thankfully it's at noon, that we don't have to change any times or anything needs to be altered. 12 o'clock right here at the Peterson Events Center. ACC standings, probably no one would be surprised that Duke is undefeated so far in the ACC. Clemson and Virginia, you've seen Clemson, are the other one-loss teams. Clemson, once again, Brad, as a team towards the top of the league.
Yeah, they lost a lot, but they brought a couple of guys back, and then they went into the portal and really did a good job. Kind of fit what they do: toughness, grit, old. And so they've done a good job. Their only loss was overtime. They lost to NC State. State went down there and beat them. And then Virginia, obviously a coaching change, and Ryan Odom, who's a really good coach. But, their athletic department really made a huge investment in men's basketball, and you see it with what they put on the floor. They have really spent. And when I say spent, I'm not talking about facilities. I'm talking about NIL. And so they've done a really good job with that, and it shows. They're a top 20 team. They're really good. They're big. They have 2 7-foot foreign kids that are really good, and just a really well-balanced team.
At what point in a conference season do you feel like you have a grasp either on your team or what opponents are going to bring?
Yeah, really right about now. Like once you get to about 5-6 games, you kind of have a feel of who people are. The only thing that could change is if there's an injury, or if you're getting someone back from injury, like a significant piece. If you get that back, then you look at Louisville against Boston College, and it was a close game for about the first 32 minutes. Louisville pulled away the last 8 minutes, but then Ryan Conwell didn't play. That's a big deal, right, as we saw when they came here. And so if you're getting a piece back, like Louisville, if they're able to get Mikael Brown back, who's been out for a while, Mikael Brown was maybe the best point guard in high school last year. He was USA Basketball Player of the Year this past summer. I got to work with him a little bit this summer with USA Basketball. He is that good. Like, he's really, really good. And if they're able to get him back, then that could cause where they're a little bit different. And so, but you kind of have a feel now of who people are.
You haven't seen Duke yet, but I'm obviously aware of what Cameron Boozer is doing at 23 points and was it 9.9 rebounds.
I think it's more. I think it's a double-double. I think it's that, because I looked at it the other day. I've watched Duke a little bit. I've watched them when they played Louisville as we were getting ready for Louisville, so I watched that game. And I watched them. We had a similar – Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech played them and Cameron, and Georgia Tech actually led for a good part of the game. So those are the 2 times I've seen them. I really haven't seen them this year. But I as I was watching him, I looked at – his numbers flashed up. And so I looked, because I wanted to compare his numbers to Cooper Flagg. And at this point, they're better than Cooper Flagg as a freshman. And so he's outstanding. And they obviously have a really, really talented team.
He comes in with a name. Everybody knows who he is. And then he's done it.
Yeah. They've had a lot of guys like that have come in with big names that have come there. And lived up to it, and he certainly is the latest in line with that.
You know, I was looking back over assists, and do you think we'll ever see a year again like Kendall Marshall with 351 assists in a season? I mean, or like an Ed Cota had 4 straight years he led the ACC in assists.
Yeah, maybe the kid at Purdue. I know I read something before the season started, Braden Smith is his name, where there was a chance that he could break Bobby Hurley's record. Bob is still the all-time leader in assists, and he was kind of, it was something like if he averaged this amount of assists this season a game, and they played this amount of games, that he could break that record. And so perhaps
we don't see it. It's not that the total number of assists are that different from years ago, but it's more spread out. Is that because of the 3 and bigger guys getting more involved?
Well, I think it's because you don't really have a lot of true point guards anymore. The game is so different where now you have multiple ball handlers. It's spread out a little bit more. You have bigs that can handle it. You can run your offense through your bigs if you're playing 5 out. One of the things that was impressive as I was watching Duke against Louisville, and Duke, I mean, Boozer's initiating the offense. Like, they're putting him in ball screens where people are ball screening for him, and he's making plays. And so that's very different back when I played, and before it was more point guard dominant. The point guard kind of had it and kind of controlled everything. I don't think there are really a lot of true kind of point guards anymore. I think they're more lead guards now than there is point guards.
There's a pretty good center in Denver that, even though he's hurt right now, how does that impact the game of other big guys looking at what he does and wants to be more like that?
Well, it's interesting to me because we had a kid when I worked at Duke. We won the national championship. He was the first freshman to ever be named ACC Player of the Year, Jahlil Okafor. If you would have told me he would have been out the NBA in like 3.5 years, I would have thought you were crazy. But when he went to the NBA, that's when there was like this big shift. It was 2015 of what big guys did. If he would have come out in 2009, 2010, he'd still be in the NBA. But the shift of what the big guy does, if you really watch the NBA now, and I don't even know anymore because Joel Embiid is not the same as he was coming off the injury. Right. But really, the only bigs that post are Embiid and Joker. Like, that's really it. Everyone else, they score off of. Like, I remember when I coached USA basketball, when I did the 2016 Olympics, we had DeAndre Jordan on our team. And DeAndre Jordan, I think maybe the previous year, was first team All-NBA. It was interesting. He was first team All-NBA, but he never made an All-Star team. It's crazy.
Really?
But, yeah, crazy. But DeAndre Jordan really couldn't do a post move. It was crazy. But what he did at an elite level, ball screen, rim run, caught lobs, played in the dunker spot, defend the ball screen, could switch, and that's what made him so coveted. Same thing in 2012 with that team. I was a court coach. We had Tyson Chandler. The same thing. And so big guys aren't even taught sort of that stuff, especially at that level anymore. The center position is different from what we grew up on. We grew up with Ewing and Sampson and Olajuwon, and it was almost
Bill
like
Jabbar.
you had to have a really good big guy in order to have a chance to win. And I think that changed, certainly in the 90s with the Bulls, but then you had Shaq. So you had to get a big guy to kind of contend with him. And then I thought it was the Phoenix Suns with Nash that kind of changed everything.
It's interesting you mentioned Shaq because I was watching a roundtable where one of the guys was arguing that Shaq wouldn't even be a starter on an all-star team, let alone make one.
Shaq would dominate more now.
You think he would?
I think he would dominate more. I mean, because there's
no one else.
There aren't. I mean, who's his size? And he could move. You could play through him. He would foul everybody out. You know what I mean? Like, when he was in shape, like those 3 years they won the 3 in a row, he was in shape. Like, there was nothing he couldn't do on the court. So I think he would dominate even more.
All right, when we come back, I want to talk about a subject that has been debated in college basketball. We'll discuss that next. I'm not going to tip you off. We'll discuss that as we continue on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Thinking about selling your home? With RE/MAX Select Realty, you're not just getting an agent, you're getting a powerhouse team backed by the #1 name in real estate. Our proven marketing, expert negotiators, and cutting-edge technology mean your home sells faster and for top dollar. Trust the brand with global reach and local expertise. When it comes to selling your biggest investment, don't settle. Select the best. RE/MAX Select Realty, official real estate partner of Pitt Athletics.
GBU Life helps you make 2026 your year. Whether it's boosting your well-being with the Optimity Wellness app, pursuing education through scholarships and grants, tackling important tasks like your will with Law Shore, or giving back to your community through matching programs. Discover how GBU Life can help you, or if you're already a member, unlock these benefits at gbu.org/new year. GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life, Pittsburgh, PA. Third-party services mentioned in this ad are available at no additional cost for eligible members. GBU Life is not affiliated with these third parties.
UPMC believes that not having a place to call home is as much of a health emergency as anything else. That's why we're working to increase access to affordable and stable housing across Pennsylvania by partnering with local organizations. Because life-changing is helping you before you ever walk in our doors. Learn more at upmc.com/community impact. UPMC. Life-changing medicine.
Post-Gazette sports reporters Noah Hiles and Chris Carter follow your Pitt Panthers like they're on man-to-man coverage. They're the best duo in the city for game summary, stats, and insider info for the Oakland Zoo and all fans. Catch the action on the North Shore Drive podcast and drop a line in their mailbag. And don't forget to follow coverage all season long in the Post-Gazette. Read about wins at the Pitt and on the road from the preseason all the way to the ACC Championship.
At PNC Bank, they pride themselves on being boring. For nearly 160 years, they've quietly toiled away to serve up brilliant results for their equally brilliant clients. As a proud sponsor of Pitt Athletics, PNC digs your passion for winning. That's why they have dedicated teams throughout Pittsburgh, all ready to do the boring work to help set you up for success. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association.
As on the basketball court, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win with your financial goals. Their financial advisors use a proven wealth optimization system with a focus on retirement distribution strategy and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jks-financial.nm.com.
Back to the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Panthers and Wolfpack coming up Saturday at noon, 11:30. Bill Hillgrove and Curtis Aiken will start pregame here on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network. What I wanted to ask you is, what is the answer to keeping players from flopping on three-point shots?
I hate it. I think you have to issue technical fouls on them. I think they will issue an offensive foul now. But I think you have to, number one, you have to be able to discern it, that it's a legit flop, and especially guys that are kicking their legs out and stuff like that. And, for me, when I played, I was a pretty good shooter. When I played, and from an offensive side, I don't understand it because I was taught like balance and have your legs up under you. And if you're shooting and you're kicking, like, I don't see how you're on balance. And so I don't understand it from that standpoint.
Well, what about defensively? Getting back defensively, you're on the ground, a long rebound comes out, and all of a sudden, the team's going the other way, and you're trying to get up.
You're on the ground. I mean, that's one of the things we talk to our guys about. Like, we on some of our drives, like, we're trying to draw fouls instead of going to try to finish. To me, that's why we miss so many layups. Like, you're trying to draw a foul, and it's almost like you're trying to trick the official. You're driving and you're doing this and you're not getting hit. Like, somebody's just somewhat physical with you and you're trying to do that instead of just concentrating on making the play. it's frustrating.
we have a lot of replay now. Would you be against if a player goes down of like, all right, we're going to stop the game right here, and if you don't get hit, technical foul?
Yeah, I don't think you should stop the game, unless it's egregious. I don't think you should stop the game. I wouldn't want the game stopped if I got the ball and I'm going the other way. But I do think, maybe going back and looking at it and seeing, and certainly give the guy a warning, give the young man and the team a warning first, and then after that, if it continues to happen, then there's a consequence behind it.
Is the 3-point line at a good spot now, or should it be considered to move back?
No, I think if it moved back just to international, that would be the only thing. The United States of America is the only country that we don't have all the rules of basketball are the same. If you look at any international, it's the FIBA line. We got a high school line, a college line, and an NBA line. And so if you could just maybe limit it to 2, just have, one line, which is the FIBA line, and then have the NBA line.
So like for Noyes, when he grew up, he had one line.
Well, he grew up in Chicago.
Well, that's true.
He's Lithuanian, but he grew up in Chicago.
Or for anyone.
Yeah, but like for
Roman.
For Roman, it's just one line. It's one line. It's one line for men, one line for women. It's the FIBA because you're playing international competition, so it's all one thing. The United States is the only one where there are different ones. We have 3. We're the only one that we're the only country that doesn't have a consistent shot clock. High school, a lot of them don't have it. 30 seconds for college, 24 for the pros.
We're getting it in Pennsylvania.
Thank God.
Hallelujah. We're getting it in Pennsylvania. I don't know how long that's going to take to implement, but it is coming to Pennsylvania. Yeah. It is the anniversary of one of the greatest offensive nights in basketball history. Let's talk about Kobe dropping 81 points as we continue here on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers radio.
Mom, can you tell us a story about Ted?
There once was a Clearview expert named Ted who helped a family plan for their future ahead. As savings accounts started their journey to grow.
Financial advice is closer than you think. Clearview, clearly different.
At Giant Eagle, we believe in better, and that includes finding more ways to help you save. Because finding a good deal is everyone's deal. Because every dollar and every moment counts. Because value you can count on is priceless. On sale this season at Giant Eagle, you'll find lower prices to the end of the year on favorites like Honeycrisp apples, Oreo cookies, eggs, and more. Giant Eagle, because it matters. Limited time only through 12/31/25. Prices of participation may vary.
Hey Pitt fans, at LB Foster Company, we innovate to solve global infrastructure challenges. Our technology and product-based solutions support both efficient rail transportation and public infrastructure. We work hard every day to help keep our world moving. If you'd like to join our team or want to learn more about us, please check us out at lbfoster.com. Thanks, and hail to Pitt. Is your business looking for local and national health coverage? If you have more than 50 employees, UPMC Health Plan has something new for you. UPMC National Access. UPMC National Access gives employees access to the top-ranked doctors and hospitals of UPMC, along with nationwide access through the Cigna Healthcare PPO network. For the quality, affordable coverage that your company deserves, locally and nationally, choose UPMC Health Plan.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hon, is your new pinball machine in our budget?
KeyBank will meet you in that our money is now our money moment.
Actually, our banker Steve recommended we start a joint checking account for bills and keep our individual accounts for things like, pinball machines.
Did someone say Banker Steve? I was in the neighborhood in case you had any checking account questions.
Steve, you're always there for us. Now, how quickly can we open that account?
Steve, are you seeing this?
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
Oh,
Hey, who's that girl helping you with your draft picks?
Oh, that's my Clearview expert, Jen. What do you always say, Jen?
Diversify your lineup, just like your investment portfolio.
Yes! She's a genius!
Financial advice is closer than you think. Clearview, clearly different.
It's the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Doesn't seem possible that it was 20 years ago today that Kobe Bryant was 28 of 46 by himself. 7 of 13 from 3, 18 of 20 from the foul line. He also had 6 rebounds, and he did find a way to have 2 assists in that game with 81 points. When do you remember, like, I don't know if you saw it when you first heard about it?
I saw it live. I was watching it. And, they needed all 81, too.
It was against Toronto, and it was a tight game.
The crazy thing about it, like that year, he went nuts scoring. And probably about a week prior to that, he had 60 in 3 quarters against Dallas. And a guy that's like my brother, he played for my dad, actually used to live with us and played like 14 years in the NBA. He was still playing, so he was on that Dallas team. And I remember he called me after the game, and he was just like, man, I honestly thought he could have gotten 100 that night, like with the way he was going. And he took himself out. He didn't play in the fourth quarter. But the 81, man, I mean, just obviously took a lot of shots, but, his will to kind of be a killer, like the only other one I've ever seen like that is Jordan. It's just, and Kobe was like his twin, you know what I mean? And so he was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, the Lakers are running with like Smush Parker, and it wasn't an all-star Lakers team at the time.
Yep.
I love this quote from the then Toronto head coach Sam Mitchell. We did everything we could to slow this guy down and stop him. I played every defense I could think of. I went all the way back to college defenses that we played against me. We tried a box and 1, a triangle and 2. When's the last time you heard of someone play a triangle and 2? We tried all of that, but like I said, this is an all-time great. He would have had 81 against anyone that night.
Yeah, I don't think people don't realize how good these guys are. And there's some guys that get to a point of mastery. And Kobe was that, like, you master offense. You master the game. There are very few to get to that level. And he was like that, with having a chance to work with those guys and see it up close and personal. Like, you understand why they are that good. Like, you understand, like, why Kevin Durant is that good. In 2016 with the Olympics, I was a special assistant, and my job was to set up the workouts, and I did scouting. But if they didn't have their workout guy there, then I worked them out, and then we would split it up. It was a couple of us. So in 2016, that whole time, Vegas, and then we were in Rio, we went around the United States and played some games. But the 3 guys that I worked with every day that I worked out were Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, and Kyrie Irving.
Jeez. How'd that go?
It was unbelievable, man. Like, it was seriously, like, you learn so much from that. One of the things I learned pretty quickly, you better know what the hell you're doing because they don't want to waste time. And it was really cool to, like, see that. And I remember one time we were in San Francisco, and I think Melo had told me he wanted to work out. KD was like, okay, let's go. We're down I got the car. We're down at the hotel in the lobby. And then DeMarcus Cousins comes in. And he's like, where are you going? I'm going to work out. He's like, wait for me. So we get the stuff. We get over there, man, the University of San Francisco, and we're in there. They're stretching. We're getting ready to get started. And, man, KD goes to DeMarcus, and he's like, hey, Boogie, hey, man, this ain't going to be no BS now. Like, if you're going to be BSing, you got to go to the other end. And so they're serious about their work. And in 2014, the 2 guys I had were Steph Curry and Klay Thompson every day. And
who's the better shooter?
It was interesting because they would do shooting games. And if it was stuff off the bounce, Steph normally won those. It was just catch and shoot. Klay won a lot of those. But it was – and then one day, this is one of my favorite stories. A lot of them have their routines, but then they would come to you sometimes and like, okay, Cake, what you got for me today? So that happened with Steph one day. And I had this drill that I had done. I got it from the Spurs, and I called it Spurs 100. And so we did it. And the first time he did it, it's 100 shots. It's 100 threes. San Antonio said they would do it for every guy they bring in to work out. And I told Steph, this is what we're going to do. We did it. And the first time we did it, he made 86 of 100.
Holy cow.
And I said to him, I was like, the Spurs said the highest they ever had for any, because they would do it for anyone they brought in to work out, I think was like 84, 85. I said, I did this with our guys at Duke. And Quinn Cook and Grayson Allen got 82. And so he was like, let me do it again. And he did it again, and he got 96.
Out of 100?
Yeah. It was incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, it was absolutely nuts, man.
Wow.
So to see those guys every day and to see their routine and see how they work, like you see people that watch the games on TV, you see the finished product. But you don't see the stuff that goes into it. It's pretty amazing.
And Kobe was one of those dudes, man. You're right. The killer is a great.
Kobe in 2008, that was his first time with USA Basketball. He didn't play in 2006 when we lost. I was a court coach, and I'm out in Vegas, and it's the first practice. And Coach K tells the story. He tells it way better than me. I've heard him tell it so many times, so I'm kind of biting off of him. But I witnessed it. I was there. I saw it. So Coach tells the story that they're at dinner, like just the staff, like 2 days before. And Kobe comes in 2 days before. The players were supposed to get there the next day. He got there 2 days before, knocks on the door, comes in, and is talking and whatever. And he goes to Coach and he says, can I talk to you for a second? And Coach is like, sure. So they go away. And he says, Kobe comes up to him and he says, they're sitting down across from each other. And Kobe says, whoever we play, I want to guard the other team's best player. And then Coach says, he leans in and gets right up in his face and says, I promise you I'll effing destroy him. And then they have the practice 2 days later. And they had a select team. And the select team was like all the best college players. So like O.J. Mayo, Kevin Love, Nolan Smith, all these guys. And I think P.J. Carlissimo, I think they were coaching the select team. That was, just to practice against them. And what they would do, because this is what we did when I did, like you would have Spain's offense. You would have whoever you thought were the other better teams to kind of get a thing. So the first practice, Kobe never takes a shot. He dominates the practice. And there's a clip, this is on YouTube, where O.J. Mayo is initiating the offense. They're starting at half court. He's in the jump circle. For 8 straight possessions, he can't get out the jump circle. Because Kobe's knocking it away, won't let him, wow. And after practice, Coach goes up to him and he said, because Kobe knew all the other guys thought that he was a gun. All he does is shoot. So he knew that. And so his thing was like, no, I'm going to show you like the defensive part. And you hear the stories of those guys talking about like what they learned being around him, being around Kobe. But to see it up in person, man, it's unbelievable.
All right, when we come back, I want to see if you remember who guarded Kobe that night or who tried to. We'll discuss that as we continue on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. Life moves fast, but planning ahead doesn't have to be complicated.
Exactly, Bill. That's why NSS Life offers affordable life insurance and reliable annuities you can count on.
It's the peace of mind you've been looking for.
Because you're not just planning for tomorrow, you're building a future that lasts a lifetime.
NSS Life. Secure today, confident tomorrow.
NSS Life, where family matters.
At Giant Eagle, we believe in better, and that includes finding more ways to help you save. Because finding a good deal is everyone's deal. Because every dollar and every moment counts. Because value you can count on is priceless. On sale this season at Giant Eagle, you'll find lower prices to the end of the year on favorites like Honeycrisp apples, Oreo cookies, eggs, and more. Giant Eagle, because it matters. Limited time only through 12/31/25. Prices and participation may vary.
Need a slam dunk snack for game day? Pitt Panther Paws are here to deliver, bringing hometown flavor with every bite. Buttery caramel, chopped pecans, a mini pretzel, and smooth milk chocolate. come together for the perfect balance of sweet and salty, just like a buzzer-beating victory. From tip-off to final whistle, keep your crowd cheering with a snack made for champions. Available now at a Sarah's Candies retailer near you. Hey Pitt fans, at L.B. Foster Company, we innovate to solve global infrastructure challenges. Our technology and product-based solutions support both efficient rail transportation and public infrastructure. We work hard every day to help keep our world moving. If you'd like to join our team or want to learn more about us, please check us out at lbfoster.com. Thanks, and hail to Pitt.
At UPMC, we believe care goes beyond our walls and into our communities. That's why we support organizations and individuals who help people prosper by giving them skills and training for employment, including right here at UPMC. Because life-changing is providing people a chance to grow. Learn more at upmc.com/community impact. UPMC, life-changing medicine.
A bicentennial isn't measured in years alone, but in progress. And KeyBank has been there to celebrate yours, building homes, businesses, and communities together, bringing new opportunities to generation after generation. For 200 years, KeyBank's been meeting you in the moments that matter most. Here's to 2 centuries of service and counting. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank, member FDIC.
It's the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
All right, so Jalen Rose has a lot on his resume. Guarding Kobe that night was not one of. I can't imagine what that was like for him. And he was in his 12th year.
Yeah.
So it's not like the legs were fresh.
It's not like the legs were fresh. I mean, like Sam Mitchell said, no one could guard him, period. Like, you just hope to kind of slow him down maybe and make him be inefficient. But Jalen got a lot of those that night.
There's an interesting stat in the ACC this year, and it was brought up during the game, that so far, before last night, home teams were 26-26 in the conference this year.
Wow.
Why do you think
I didn't know
road
that.
teams are having so much success?
I think some of it is that a lot of teams in the ACC this year, especially the top teams, they're older, with the exception of Duke. Not many teams are playing freshmen. Like, they're older. And when you're older, you've been through the battles, and, you kind of relish in the fact of going into someone else's place. But I didn't know that. I am surprised by that. Yeah.
So I would imagine Cameron would be high on the list. Probably Kansas, like, of places you've gone to. Like, what is the road? What's the place you walk into? Not that you're intimidated, but it's like, I know it's going to be a battle tonight.
Yeah, the loudest place I've ever been and the most amazing place I've ever been is Falk Allen Fieldhouse at Kansas. When I was the head coach at Oklahoma, when I was there, you had the Big 12 North and South, and so you played the North once. So we didn't play them until my second year at Kansas. And I was really looking forward to it. I had a great freshman, Blake Griffin. We were pretty good. And Blake tore his meniscus the first 4 minutes of the game. So after that, I knew it was going to be a long night. And that's the year Kansas won it. And it's the loudest place I have ever been in. I was sitting next to my assistants. I could not hear them the whole game. It's the loudest place I've ever been in. So that one. There are a couple of places that for I love basketball. I've loved it my whole life. There are 2 places I've never been that I want to go just to see a game at some point. I've never been to Rupp Arena. And I've never been to the Palestra. Now, we're trying to work on a game next year against Penn State at the Palestra. We were in Hershey this past year. We're trying to do that, so hopefully we can get that, and that could check that off the bucket list. But those are the 2 places I've never been.
That's pretty amazing. Hey, the benefit of being home Saturday is you don't have to deal with any snow delays, but there is a unique doubleheader opportunity for Pitt fans that we'll explain next here on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
As on the basketball court, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win with your financial goals. Their financial advisors use a proven wealth optimization system with a focus on retirement distribution strategy, and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jks-financial.nm.com.
At PNC Bank, they pride themselves on being boring. For nearly 160 years, they've quietly toiled away to serve up brilliant results for their equally brilliant clients. As a proud sponsor of Pitt Athletics, PNC digs your passion for winning. That's why they have dedicated teams throughout Pittsburgh, all ready to do the boring work to help set you up for success. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association.
Post-Gazette sports reporters Noah Hiles and Chris Carter follow your Pitt Panthers like they're on man-to-man coverage. They're the best duo in the city for game summary, stats, and insider info for the Oakland Zoo and all fans. Catch the action on the North Shore Drive podcast and drop a line in their mailbag. And don't forget to follow coverage all season long in the Post-Gazette. Read about wins at the Pitt and on the road from the preseason all the way to the ACC Championship.
We believe healthcare should treat the whole person and the whole community. At UPMC, we aim to do just that by partnering with organizations that help bring fresh and healthy food to the people who need it most. Because life-changing is caring for you before you ever walk in our doors. Learn more at upmc.com/community impact. UPMC. Life-changing medicine.
GBU Life helps you make 2026 your year. Whether it's boosting your well-being with the Optimity Wellness app, pursuing education through scholarships and grants, tackling important tasks like your will with LawShore, or giving back to your community through matching programs. Discover how GBU Life can help you, or if you're already a member, unlock these benefits at gbu.org/new year. GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life, Pittsburgh, PA. Third-party services mentioned in this ad are available at no additional cost for eligible members. GBU Life is not affiliated with these third parties.
Need a slam dunk snack for game day? Pitt Panther Paws are here to deliver, bringing hometown flavor with every bite. Buttery caramel, chopped pecans, a mini pretzel, and smooth milk chocolate come together for the perfect balance of sweet and salty, just like a buzzer-beating victory. From tip-off to final whistle, keep your crowd cheering with a snack made for champions. Available now at a Sarah's Candies retailer near you.
Back to the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
You ever had a game canceled due to snow?
No.
You ever ridden a sled?
I'm from North Carolina, so no.
No, never?
No, we never got snow.
I mean, we could shut down the streets and we could take up to the OC lot.
Sure could.
And then just start heading down.
I would be scared. This morning I was walking out to my car, and I slipped and fell on the ice.
Oh.
Yeah, like my back is like really messed up. And I fell, realized I was okay. My hat was like over there. My keys were over here. Somehow my coffee was still in my hand.
The
I
thing
got
would,
up and I was so sore. So I don't think I would do that sled, man.
The thing I'd worried about in today's age is that somebody's got video of that.
I looked immediately on the Ring camera to see because I was going to send it to my kids. I was going to send it to my daughter in college, but the angle of our camera didn't catch it.
All right, as we continue, we'll take a look at NC State here Saturday at noon. Again, part of a doubleheader now with the Pitt men's and women's programs here on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.